Hello again. This time I'm going out to the mall. This is when I first arrived. So there were trips to the mall uh, every day, and they go on. I don't know. It starts at 11:10. You have an option of going off to the bus station, um, or a train. Yeah, it'll take you to the train station, but the hotel bus will also take you out to the mall, and that's every couple hours after the first time in the morning. It takes about 20 minutes. There'll be a different video that shows off some of the countryside here. But with this, really what I would just kind of wanted to show was how everything looks very similar to home, and yet again and again and again, you are forced with being in a place where it's just different enough where it throws you off. And it's that culture shock. And I haven't experienced that in so many years that this was an, an interesting way to kind of go about this and rediscover those feelings and kind of settle into it. Um, but also to let it go and just enjoy. Things here are so much more colorful in their advertising. There's lots of pastels and bright colors. Um, and this seems to be with anything really, whether it be going into like a local drugstore or the grocery store or their vending machines or there are situations like this is the Ion Mall that is in the Chiba Prefecture, right near the Narita airport. Um, And this is after I did the first part of that video with kind of walking around and looking at the arcade area. This is, if I remember correctly, this is on the second level. I'll be going back there today. Um, but I spent probably 5 hours at this mall. It's big, bigger than I expected. There are multiple food courts and all sorts of different types of foods. Um, in this particular area, there was a McDonald's. In the lower area, I think, was a Burger King. Um, and of course, there's coffee places because I would never have gone to the mall without coffee. That's just not going to happen. Um, but I did end up eating at a very, very good place. Um, that's not shown in this video, but I had ramen noodles, authentic ramen noodles, which is a far cry from what we buy in a grocery store here in the States. I imagine there's probably Japanese restaurants that I've never been to that probably serve it authentic style like what I had, but it was really good. Um, so yeah, I just kind of walked around, kind of absorbing everything as I went, and I got a better idea of what it is that frightened me or made me homesick. And I attribute this to just culture shock. It's nothing is in the language you're familiar with. Nobody is speaking the language you're familiar with. And once in a great while, you get looks. I mean, obviously, I probably should not have worn my Deadpool writing flotation unicorn shirt. I have a Hawaiian shirt. It's silly. Um, and that would have given me some more than a couple of looks. But even so, it's different. So very different from what I'm used to. Um, and it just kept coming in waves. And for me, the only thing that I like to do is to throw myself into it. Um, because I don't know if it doesn't necessarily make you numb to it, but um, you start to surrender that idea that home is right or that it is the best place ever. And you give yourself into a sense of what else is there and opening yourself to just differences and changes. And after a while, it gets easier. I can't say that it's perfect, but it gets easier. There were a lot of neat stores. There were a lot of very standard stores, shoe stores, clothing stores. There's a huge department store called Ion Style that had multiple levels to it. It's really quite something. I don't know if anybody ever gets a chance to come out here. I would definitely recommend it. It's neat. Um, the people are friendly and kind. I actually was looking around for uh, distilled water, uh, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to find it yet. And I've went to a couple different drugstores. Purified water is about as close as I get, which is used for, I guess, cleaning, medically cleaning. I don't know, but I couldn't find specifically what I was looking for. Ha, here is the Minecraft store. So if you have kids who are into this type of thing, here it is. It's all Minecraft all the time. Something else, that's for sure. It kind of reminds me in the US, I don't know, years back, there were both Disney stores and I don't know if anybody remember these, but the WB stores where you could get like Bugs Bunny items or Daffy Duck. My favorite was I once owned a tie that had a bunch of Pepe Le Pews on it. Um, he was my favorite character out of that group. And walking into these stores, that like weird little novelty stores and things of that nature, um, always fun. It's just, it is a very different world here, uh, as you've seen in some of the other videos that I posted. But I love how even in their malls, and I don't remember if I even have this, but they have automated cleaning vacuum cleaner robots that have advertisements playing on their chest, and then their eyes light up and kind of do the little smiley face look. Um, if you know, you know. That's about the best thing I can say. Um, but this place was really neat. And just watching people kind of move about, doing their day to day, it's one of those things where you look at it and you realize things aren't so much different. The language might be different, the movements. I will say this: people are incredibly polite. The entire culture is one predicated around politeness. Um, I think possibly in part because there's so many people that live in such a small location. Um, so there are rules in society that govern a lot of that. But this is me speculating. I don't honestly know. Um, but this was a neat place. I really enjoyed coming here. So for now, at some point there's an area where I don't know, it has hobbyist stuff, which is the type of things that I get into. Um, had a lot of neat models, but I'm gonna play some music and kind of let this play out. Let your imagination spin as you look around and see everything. This was a great experience. I'm glad I came here. Here it is. This is the place I was talking about. Um, this place was super cool. So, probably in the next video, I'm going to be giving some of my thoughts on flying and just travel in general, um, as I show you some of the countryside of this area. Till next time.